Welcome everyone, kids, parents, guardians, grandparents, educators, and everyone who is tuning in either live to kick off the Kids Read Now live National Family Reading event or watching this video at a later time to catch up. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Lisa Washington. I'm a news anchor at WNEP TV in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and most importantly, I love reading. I'll be serving as your host this evening. Let us know that you're watching by leaving us a comment, a like, a heart, or a wave in the comment section throughout the evening, and tell us which book you are most looking forward to receiving this summer through the Kids Read Now summer reading program. Summer is just around the corner, and that means the Kids Read Now in-home summer reading program is about to begin for students in grades pre-kindergarten through 5th grade in schools across the United States. This social media event is to celebrate the kickoff of this year's program and show you what to expect from the in-home reading program that your school has chosen to provide to you at no cost to parents or students. Now, in just a few moments, we'll tell you exactly how this program works. We're also going to let you hear from real kids and their parents how this specific reading program has made a dramatic difference in their lives, not only by improving reading and comprehension skills during the summer when many students' reading ability tends to slide backward while they're out of school, but also by turning reading from a chore or task into a child's favorite activity. Before we do that, though, let me take a moment to tell you about how Kids Read Now came to be. Kids Read Now is a 501c3 organization. It was founded in 2011 by Lieb and Bob Raluri, a tech innovator and 4th grade teacher who felt compelled to tackle the most challenging contributor to the reading gap facing elementary students, particularly at-risk students, the summer reading slide. Lieb and Barb set out to develop and provide a viable, successful, scalable literacy program to give all kids a real opportunity to become great readers and, in turn, give them the means to escape a life of underemployment and poverty. This program, developed by Lieb and Barb, incorporates the science of reading and is proven to effectively reverse that summer reading slide and start students on a journey to better grades and a lifelong love of reading. In fact, the Kids Read Now organization was honored and humbled to be selected as one of 4 yearly Library of Congress successful honorees for promoting a culture of reading for the implementation of highly successful practices in literacy promotion. And that's not all. Other key experts agree that this program works. Educators, families, independent researchers, and kids themselves. So now that you know how this program came to fruition, let's take a look at how the program works.
I had to get my GED because I dropped out, you know? I wasn't much of a reader, so that kind of made school rough. So when I found a way I could help my baby read better, I was all about that.
Kids Read Now is a unique in-home reading program designed to build a love for reading in kids from preschool through 5th grade. Kids Read Now sends enrolled students up to 8 books. They get to pick the books for themselves from our wide-ranging wish list of titles. And the books, they're for keeps and free to your family. With help from their teachers, students are encouraged to pick books geared to their reading level. And it's easy to find just the right books. Kids Read Now designed the wish list to guide teachers and students to books that they will be able to read on their own. Kids will also get an extra book to help them develop their own imagination. The My Stories book has 20 exciting and interesting drawings with space to write or talk about the story they imagine unfolding in the pictures. Plus, guidance for parents on story writing, which builds reading skills too.
My son loved choosing his books. There were a lot of them about sports and science, which he totally loves. He's been reading all summer.
When kids choose the books they're interested in, they want to read more. Studies show that kids are 3 times more likely to read a book they've chosen rather than a book that everyone gets in class. And more reading equals more success. After kids choose their books, we send a welcome postcard to every family just to make sure that we have the right mailing address. If you've got it and snapped the QR code to verify your info, thank you. In case you missed the postcard, you can also verify your mailing information at kidsreadnow.org. This is important because we want to make sure we're sending the books to the right summer address. Often, the first books are given out at a family reading event, a fun way to get the summer started. If you didn't attend a family reading event at your school, teachers will either send home the first few books, or those and others will soon arrive in the mail. Then, about every week or so, a new book arrives in the mail, addressed to your child. The mailing label has special tips for parents, so make sure you help them unwrap the books.
He was so excited to read every time he got a new book in the mail. They're addressed to him. They've got his name on them. They're his books. And more than once I caught him reading under the covers after bedtime.
Your involvement as parent or guardian is important, but don't worry. It's fun and easy with a few simple steps. Just open the book. On the inside cover, you'll find what we call a discovery sheet. The discovery sheet has fun questions and activities specific to each book. Read through these with your child. While fun, they also help students think about what they've read and how it relates to the world at large. At the same time, they build reading skills and comprehension. Then all you do is report reading the books. Easy. You'll get friendly reminders from Kids Read Now, prompting you to text your child's progress, which is simple and fast. But use the free smartphone app. It makes it even easier. Just snap the QR code on the book's inside cover to get the app. And when you report your books, your child is eligible for...
We love looking at the discovery sheet together.
It's good family time, and it's definitely building her reading skills. It's cool because we really connect, you know? I didn't know how to help her before with reading and stuff. This makes it easy. It helps me know how to help her. I love all this.
Take advantage this summer and give your kids the reading boost they deserve. Help them become successful readers. Welcome to the magic of Kids Read Now.
As you know, the importance of kids being able to read at grade level or higher to give them the best chance of success as an educated adult is critical. But what do the kids think about the program? Let's hear from them directly.
Good reading skills are the foundation of your child's education, and we all want to help our kids succeed. Often, however, we struggle to find activities which will really help. We'd like to take a moment to share a few ideas with you, ideas you can use to help promote a love of reading at home.
When I was a kid, I loved going to the library.
Tip number 1, it's important to model positive reading habits. Make sure you let your child see you read for pleasure.
And that was a big highlight for me to go and get this stack of books, and for that week they were mine.
Share your excitement for reading with your kids.
I could read for hours and hours and hours and hours.
They know it's important to you, that they need to make it an important part of their life.
That she has latched onto this, to reading, to me is so important because I just feel it's such a wonderful experience. Every book, I would go to the library when I was little and just look at the books, you know.
Books that a child keeps have more impact than books that are borrowed. So consider giving books as gifts. At many used bookstores, you can find great books for less than $1.
For Christmas, that was what he asked for, was books. So we have the whole Dr. Seuss collection now.
Tip number 2, make reading part of your regular family activities. Schedule time for the whole family to sit down and read.
With our family, we just read at night.
Yeah, we would pick a time and then we would just sit down and try to keep all the distractions away as long as possible.
We made it part of our routine every night.
It's not a punishment, it's not a requirement, it's not even a chore.
We do bath, we brush teeth, and we sit and we read together.
8 o'clock is bedtime, you can read as long as you want.
Another thing you can do is take a fun family trip to the library or the bookstore.
To have a child ask you, Mommy, can we go to the library? I want more books. It's, some parents will say, oh my gosh, really? Yeah. We actually just had that conversation last night. She wants to get more for spring break.
Tip number 3, try reading aloud to each other.
He loves reading with me because Mommy has inflection. Mommy's gonna change her voice.
Me and Mommy just read it together.
He knows words I wouldn't even think he could pronounce. I deliberately don't say the word just to see what he'll say. And neighbors and frustrated and enthusiastic, these are things that he already says. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you knew that word.
Have your older children read to your younger kids.
Most of the time, actually, Kara is usually sitting there reading to both the little ones and everything. My younger one even just sits there and watches. He's only 1.5, and he's sitting there listening to Kara read, and it's pretty great.
We do grab my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter, and we all sit down and we read.
I read to my sister and my dad. She's 2 years old.
And a stuffed animal can make a great audience. So can your pets.
I read to my hamsters. My hamsters like nonfiction.
Tip number 4, provide books aligned to your child's interests.
I like Dr. Seuss. I like Robert Munch books. My favorite book is The Cat in the Hat. At my school library, there's these fairy books. And a cat needs a bath. And I like fiction books that are funny.
Tip number 5, make it easy for your kids to read.
One thing you can do is making sure that books are accessible to your children.
Then we actually have all his books in an area that he goes through.
These books are only for this special bag, and we can take these with us when we need something to do.
I also like to read in the car, like if we're going on road trips.
And you can keep them in the car. So you can say, these are the books that are just for our car. So anytime we're in the car, pull out a book. The important piece is placing the books in the kids' hands.
Help them find a favorite reading place.
My favorite spot to read is in my bed. We like to read on the couch. I like to read outside in the summer. I have a tree in the front yard and I can read in it.
Tip 6, talk about books with your kids.
So many times the child gets done with the book and you're just like, okay, well, what did you read about? And that's very open-ended and the child doesn't know how to answer it.
Use reading questions to have a deeper conversation.
I like that the Kids Read Now puts the questions in the book because as a teacher, I know it's important to ask those kind of questions, but as a parent, not having a teacher background, I might not know what to ask my kid, and so I find those very helpful.
The discovery sheets did foster discussion. They gave good pointers on like what we should be looking for, what the students should have understood.
The questions really delved into more or less his opinion of what he read.
They had these little Venn diagrams, and I forget what you did, but you like write down and stuff, and it was just really fun because you got them in the back of the book and you could always do them whenever you wanted. When you're done with the book, it's just something else to do with the book.
Parents have to somewhere along the way take ownership with their child as well over the summer. Reading and literacy is just the building block of all the other subject areas.
Read to have fun, read to enjoy it. It doesn't always have to be something you have to do. It can be a hobby. And I think that's one of the best things that kids could ever do is acknowledge that.
We hope these tips have been helpful in creating a great reading environment in your home. For a list of these tips and more, go to kidsreadnow.org.
And there you have it. We hope that you've enjoyed learning more about the Kids Read Now summer reading program and are ready to kick off your own summer reading excitement when you begin receiving your brand new books very soon. Please leave us a comment, a like, a heart, or a wave in the comments and tell us which book you are most looking forward to receiving this summer through the Kids Read Now summer reading program. One final reminder for you, don't forget to check the inside cover of each book that you receive to review that information on the discovery sheet that was mentioned in the video. And rate your books in the app for other students who will be choosing books to read this summer. Now, if you are up for a really good story and would like to listen to one of this summer's most popular books, make sure you stick around while I read Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll by one of our favorite authors, that's Mr. J. I hope you have a great summer and remember to keep reading.
Hi everyone, so I am here with my children now. This is Reagan, age 10, and Caleb, who is 4 years old, and we are going to read Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Reagan, do you want to hold the book for us, please?
Yes.
Okay. Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. No, Caleb, buddy. All right, open it up. It was written by Mr. J and illustrated by Aaron Wozniak. Okay, Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. see if we can get it open. Here we go. It says, over the lake and out past the bay was a green, grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down the way rocks love to do. See all those rocks in there? Next page. There were Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. There are all rocks. I think I see a ladybug too. Right there. Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet, and Maya was lava, but taken for granite. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Lacey had flair, Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. You see them all? There are all the rocks. Now you can see one with glasses. They're right here, buddy. These are all the rocks.
Where's the mom?
I don't know if there's a mom in there. Let's read the next page. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass, past the lake, up and over the knoll.
Mommy,
all the rocks.
I want to be today my share day.
Okay, let's finish reading the book. Let's finish reading the book, buddy.
And read
Okay.
I want it to be my book share day.
Yeah, we're sharing this with our friends who are watching this.
Bring a book to school and read the book and share it.
Okay. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Ricky couldn't roll because one side was flat. See, this is Ricky, and he couldn't roll. And here are the other ones. They're just rolling because they are round. Whoa. His friends didn't get it. They would chant, "Come roll." So Ricky tried, but replied, "I'm sorry, I can't." He can't roll because he's flat. But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Marvin the boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Ricky all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid!" But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. There he is.
No.
I know, buddy.
Aww.
He's tried, but he's flat, so he can't roll.
What does that say?
That said, "Keep rolling, kid." Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using gobs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. "This will work," they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. They put all of those on him, and he still couldn't roll. They thought it was going to work. Have you ever tried something you thought was going to work and it didn't? Yeah, a lot of us have. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll. But by the end of the day, nothing had worked, just like Rick expected. And he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. "It's no use," Ricky sighed. "There just isn't a way, so I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play."
guess, but do you know what's gonna happen?
I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you know what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
We're gonna see. You think he's gonna roll?
No, we need to count to 3.
Okay, let's see. But his friends wouldn't quit. We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another. So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit the smart stone named Stu. Eureka! He shouted. I know just what to do. He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. My plan is pure genius. Stu wasn't too humble. So it started raining, and Stu thinks that he has an idea. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile on the flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped, smoothed, and sculpted until it was round. Then after the rain, with the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together. And there they are. There's the mud on Rick. And there they are. Do you see it, Kayla? What do you think's going to happen? We're going to see, yes. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense as Rick breathed in deep and with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold, and then, for the first time, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. Ricky the Rock rolled! He rolled! Look at Ricky go! Is that cool?
Oh, that's a big...
Yeah!
Those are big words.
Yeah. So Bria the ladybug, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought, as she watched her friends play on the hill, that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself, as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. There he is with his friends, and he's rolling, and there's the ladybug. So great. And that is the end, friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you guys for helping me out.
Welcome.